Okay, it's a very bright sunny day, hence the sunglasses. No mask because there's nobody in the car, but I thought it might be worth me illustrating how to drive quickly, very close to the speed limit, but while still not sacrificing any information that I might need to complete a safe drive. So I've checked all around, I've come to buy it, put my signal on, so I've got a white Peugeot with only one headlight coming up behind, nothing happening in the road over on the right, building my speed up to at least 2,500 revs into gear 2, junction coming up, going to go left, done the mirrors, done the signal nice and early to warn the non-roadworthy car, put the clutch down, BMW from the right, appears to be turning, flashing light, indeed it is, white car coming behind, still going straight ahead, so we'll check centre mirror, it's turning off, nothing was happening at the crossing, lone pedestrian on the left hand side, well away from the edge of the road, and some barriers protecting, as they are protecting this pair on the right, no activity at the crossing, deep shadows, pedestrians in the road, so keeping the speed low, no activity at the bus stop, nothing in the refuge, nothing near the phone box, lone pedestrian, well away from the edge of the road, coming away from the edge of the road because we have got a median here, a striped area, no not a median, that would be a physical barrier, and it is hard with the shadows and the opposing sun and the leaves that are gathering at the edge of the road to know for certain that it's safe well over to the left edge, so I'm going out over towards the right edge of my side, certainly with these traffic cones and the skip, having checked the right mirror. Bicycle coming the other way might push that Mercedes out, so I've gone back over to the left to give them more room. Going to be turning right at the roundabout, warning of a sharp bend to the left and a roundabout symbol now, give way. Vehicle coming in from the right, it's now passed. I've adjusted using different braking pressure my speed so that I can still stay in gear 2. You'll have seen me check my left mirror, give time for the two gentlemen to cross the road, having checked the Ford behind. Still got a respectable distance behind, warning of a roundabout coming up, blue circles visible, so we've got at least a pair of mini roundabouts. I'm going to go ahead of both of them, thinking about staying in gear 3 but can't see past the red park car on the pavement, so I'll drop it down to 2, no activity, ahead we go, having checked left, no need to exit signal, but we'll put one on here to let the Ford behind know that we're turning off the roundabout. White car in front of parking, so once more a mirror check. Bit of activity, doors opening, lights still on, so we'll use a right signal to move out, left mirror before coming back in, looking for shadows behind the ambulance which seems to have parked in a hurry. No shadows were moving, so it's safe to proceed past at the speed we had, which was roughly 20, looking underneath this parked car, once more centre mirror check, right mirror check before going out, left mirror check to make sure there's nothing behind that car before coming in, checking my gear with my fingers. It's the fingers that make contact, so it's probably gear 3, first, third or fifth, begin with F, and so do my fingers. So now thinking about gear 4, into gear 4, checking out the crossroads, car behind turning off to the right, make eye contact with the driver of the black car, notice the door opening in the Fiat, so check the right mirror, give it a bit more width. I'm going to take the next road on the left, I can now see it, so mirrors, signal, braking, checking gear. It's not my fingers that make contact, so it must be an even numbered gear. Keep it slow, so I've got time to check my right mirror before going out around the Skoda, still keeping it slow using reflections on these cars, looking underneath them. Listening out, I can hear an opera singer on the radio, but I might even have just cracked my window open to get a bit of sound around the bend there. Haven't seen any speed signs, can't see any in this road all the way to the end. I know there's an end coming up because I've seen a white car and now a red car going past. So I can safely assume it's 30. 25 feels about right. Got nice deep drives with plenty of visibility each way. I'm going to go left, mirrors, signal. Vision isn't good enough for gear 2, can't retain that sort of speed, so we'll go into 1, but we'll time the arrival. Now we'll put the gas on, so it didn't actually have to stop, and I'd go straight from gear 1, having gotten 3,500 revs into gear 3. Once the steering is straight, might even go into gear 4, we're up at 27 after all. See brake signals in front, car behind's a good distance back. So we'll show them a brake signal, and I've checked my mirrors for going left, so we'll put on a left signal. Into gear 1, traffic lights for the pedestrian crossing holding up the silver Mercedes. Wheel straight, revs quite high, only 3,000 that time. Could have gone into gear 3 straight away. There's after all quite a big gap behind. I'm going to take the next right, so mirrors, signal, adjusting my speed so that I don't have to come to a stop. Clutches down, into 1, Subaru coming fairly briskly, but the exit road is clear of pedestrians and parked cars, so once I've made a thorough assessment, then commit with plenty of power. White van coming down the road, flashed its lights so that I noticed them, so I'm going to stay out from my normal driving position. It now turns out there were gaps I could move into, but neither the van nor I knew that. Signal by waving all fingers on my left hand, it's more visible than the right hand. Covering the brake here, Tesla parked on the left, cat walking nice and gently along the left. What do I want to do? Let's go straight ahead. Yes, I wouldn't buy a Tesla, a bit robotic when they're driving themselves. Don't particularly want a car to drive me around. I'm happy to do the task of conducting the car down the road, making the decisions myself based on what I see. It's a skill I enjoy refining. But I would certainly buy an electric car for emissions reasons, probably above economy. But it's the way that everything will go. Internal combustion has had its day, lasted a century, just over a century. And now it's time to go back to the wonders of electromagnetism and the repulsion you get from a magnet if you put a current through. So here, confirming the gear, probably a bit adventurous, trying it in 4. White car appeared just as I was committing, but it was still far enough back for me to make use of the torque that I can develop from the engine in gear 3, and then back up to 30 miles an hour and into gear 4. Scanning underneath and inside and at the driver's mirror of all of these parked cars, 31 miles an hour, so I'm off the gas, covering the brake, actively looking for sign information, anything that looks artificial near the side of the road. So the green stuff, the trees, the grass, the brown, the bark of the trees, the grey, the curb. I'm not particularly interested in those, but anything artificial like blue, beige, black, silver, red, like stop lights on the car or the traffic signals, I am more interested in those. And circles are not something that occurs often in nature, so that's why circles have been chosen for traffic signals. Into neutral, since traffic in other directions seems to be moving through the junction, I'm unlikely to be given a green traffic signal straight away, and I might as well save the environment by just sitting in neutral. I know that the car's going to start when I just push the clutch down, because the eco light is on down by the bottom of that white needle on the second of my 2 biggest dials. Biggest because they're important: road speed, engine speed. Engine speed's at 0, it has shut off. The little bit of noise I can hear is probably from my fan. Watching the young woman with the dog, which is on a lead. First thing I'm checking there is that it is on a lead. I've checked my door rest to make sure it's safe to move off. I could have put a left signal on while I was sitting at the junction. That would have warned any 2-wheelers that might try and get up on my left hand side. Keeping the speed low so we can check out what is quite an active car park. Probably go up to gear 3 here. White oncoming car. I've done my right mirror check. I'm slowing. Probably won't be able to fit in. Maybe. A little bit optimistic with gear 3. We don't need a lot of power to go through. Revs are down at 1,000. We were down to about a dozen miles an hour. Slight downhill slope. I was assessing all of that to know whether it was a safe thing to do to stay in gear 3 and let the car take itself through the corner. If I'd actually needed power to speed the car up and get my rear end out of the way of that oncoming car, then gear 2 would have been much better. But try to economise the number of gear changes that you make, especially approaching a junction. Aim for 1 gear change per junction. That's the most fuel efficient and wear and tear efficient on your mechanical moving parts in the car. I brought it to a stop, handbrake on. I'm going to leave it in gear 1 because I'm on an uphill slope, so I can release the foot brake, turn the engine off, and when the engine's stopped, then I can connect it by bringing the clutch pedal up. So that's moving along quite briskly. Nothing wrong with doing that in a driving test, as long as you are actively seeking out and processing all the information around you. Then it's a good progressive drive that won't get in other people's way, won't hold them up, but you're not compromising safety, and you're actually benefiting the environment if you're making good use of your gearbox.